Hello everybody and welcome to the JRPG Saturday stream. We are playing Atelier Firis this week. We did play Firis maybe about 2 weeks ago now, and yeah, we had a good time, so we're going to plug along and continue to play it now. So I'll give people a moment or two to log in as we always do, then I'll quickly bring you up to speed on where we're at, and we will get on with the action. Okay, so where were we last week? Or 2 weeks ago when we last played on the stream. We just started off on Firis's journey. She is a young girl that has been brought up inside a cave with a small town of miners, and she's never been allowed outside of the cave. So she's got this great desire to go and see the world, but hasn't had the opportunity to do so as yet, unfortunately for her. So she's gone and met a traveling alchemist who is Sophie here. She's decided that she really wants to be an alchemist, and in doing so she would have the capabilities to be allowed by her parents to go outside and see the world for herself and start her journey. So this game is very much a coming of age story, and Firis is a really great character. Firis is the second of the Mysterious series of Atelier titles, which started with Sophie, as mentioned, and then Lydie and Sul is the third one in that series. Now, this one is one of the harder to play Atelier games. It is available on PC and PlayStation 4, of course, but they haven't had a DX version released on Switch or anything like that. So this one's been a little bit overlooked in the years since its release, but it's actually one of my favourite Ateliers. And a big reason of that is Firis is a really great character. I love Firis. And yeah, so we will probably, I'm hoping anyway, get out of the cave with today's play session. To do so, we first need to prove our abilities to be an alchemist. So we've got 26 days to do that. 26 in-game days to do that, which sounds like plenty of time, but time can tick by if you're not careful. And as you can see, our one goal right now is to solve the problems of the townspeople with alchemy. So we're going to have to go outside and get various little quests from the townspeople, and those will be to make things using alchemy. And once we've done enough of that, we will be qualified enough to go and become an alchemist. We will be able to head on outside into the real world after that point. So the first thing is we need to check the cauldron and learn about alchemy. So if we do this, and we're away. So the first thing that we need to build or make is a Nodok, which is just a very, very basic synthesis, and it's very simple to make. Alchemy is, of course, the core part of the Atelier series. It's what differentiates it from pretty much every other JRPG series out there. What you basically do is collect ingredients from around the world, or potentially by fighting enemies, and with those ingredients you combine them using recipes that you will unlock as you play along to create more useful things, potions, new weapons, items to complete quests, and so on. So we've got all the ingredients we need there. We just synthesize together. And this game has a little kind of grid thing where you can actually improve the quality of the things that you alchemize or you create through alchemy by positioning these little things on grids. A little Tetris style thing, I guess. And as you can see, by filling up the by placing the items over those kind of little gemstones on the grid, I've improved the water, the blue bar. And as a result of doing so, the actual quality of the item has improved. Every Atelier game has a different system that you can use to really customize the stuff that you alchemize, and this one uses this system, which is a little bit, well, it's not complex, but it's a little bit exhausting to use. But it is effective in terms of giving you a lot of customization abilities as you do the synthesis. And there we go. I have effectively, successfully created a no-dock. Simple as that. Quality C, which is not great, but if you look at the effects, they're pretty. It's a pretty good thing. Pretty good first creation for an aspiring new alchemist. Okay, so now we've got the first part of our whole alchemy quest underway. So we've been told we need to go out and help the locals. Let's go and do that. One of the things I love about the Atelier series, this one included, is just how good-natured it all is. It's just so... it's just so pleasant. It's all about helping people with their troubles and doing whatever you need for the local community, learning your place in the community. And I just love it. I just love how light and charming it is, how good-natured it is.
なめし側を作ろうと思ったんだけど、あんまりにも多すぎてなめし液が足りなくなっちゃったのよ。外と取引しようにも時間がかかるし、どうしたものかしらね。なめし液か。
So now I need to make tanning fluid. I've been told that this this woman has an issue. She needs help, and the way I'm going to help is by learning how to make a tanning fluid. You can see the quests that you have to do here. Tanning fluid, there we go. At the moment, I'm still being instructed to go around and find other problems that I can help with. So all of this is nice and easy and to understand.
おお、フィリスちゃんか。いやな、ちょっと困ってることがあって。フィリスちゃん、岩の中から鉱石が取れるのは知ってるよな。実はいい鉱石が埋まってそうな立派な岩を見つけたんだよ。けど岩が硬すぎてツルハシじゃ掘れねえんだ。かといってあれを放っておくのは惜しくてな。そのこと爆弾で発破しまうか。
硬い岩を壊す。
So tanning fluid for the woman, and now something to break hard rocks. So that's another quest that we've just got added. But still need to find more problems to solve. That's why the 25-day limit that we've been given actually can wear down quite quickly if you aren't paying attention, because you do have to do a fair few problems, help out with a fair few issues, and the town can be quite large to wander around. I can't actually remember exactly where I need to go to find the next quest, to be honest, the next thing I need to help with. It's been ages since I last actually played Firis, so I'm going to be wandering around like a little bit of an idiot. So it's probably that one. Dennis. Dennis has got a pain. Dennis the Menace. Well, you'd do that. You would get back pains, I imagine, from mining. Not that I've ever actually done mining, but I can imagine. I've got a good memory. I've got a good imagination for that kind of work. Must not be very pleasant. Some medicine for his back pain. So that's the 3 little quests that I've been given, I guess. I will need to find solutions for all 3 of those problems. And poor Firis doesn't actually know how to solve them. Because at the moment all Firis can create is Nodok, which is probably not going to be able to solve all these problems. Sorry about the noise in the background. There's some hoon that's driving around with a stupidly loud car. Why people want cars that are that loud is beyond me. I don't know what people's obsession with making noise is. It does frustrate me when I'm on a stream or just trying to do anything really to have some loud car drive by. Yeah. Anyway. So now we need to go back to the Atelier to ask for Sophie's help with that. And you can obviously use fast travel to get places faster once you've found them. But not that I need it right now, because my destination is just there. Now, you'll remember if you watched the stream last week that the hut, the little tent that Sophie's got, looks tiny from the outside, but inside is very big and roomy. That's the power of alchemy. That's not just a mistake by the development team. That's all deliberate. It's part of the joke. Atelier is quite light-hearted and charming, and it's also got a quite understated sense of humour at times. It likes to find the amusing things in kind of things that seem like they shouldn't be amusing at all. The kind of a certain level of nonsense and deadbeat humour in the game, which is always appealing. It's been consistent across the series to date.
どうしました、フィリス。何やら浮かない顔をしているようですが。困りごとが分かっても、錬金術で解決する方法が分からなかったら意味ないなって。そうだね。とりあえずいろいろ試してみたら？いろいろ？錬金術に関係なく、とにかくいろんなことをやってみるの。錬金術ってひらめきが大事でね。ふとしたきっかけでレシピを思いついたりするんだ。ソフィーの言う通りです。さまざまなことをしているうちにおのずと困りごとを解決する方法をひらめくかもってことですか？そういうことです。どうかな？もうちょっと具体的なヒントを出した方がいい？いえ、大丈夫です。とにかくいろんなことやってみますね。
So recipe ideas is basically the thing. So by doing things, you basically get ideas for stuff you can then create via alchemy. That's an attempt to make, I guess, the learning process organic. With other Atelier games, you get recipes primarily via books and things. That's not to say that you. I guess I like this system as opposed to just buying books, which has all the recipes in it. But yes, it can be frustrating when you're on a timer to try to figure out what you actually need to do to get a key recipe. There's some, you can find hints along the way, but it's a little bit obscure at times. Anyway. One of the things that I love about Atelier, and I haven't mentioned that yet, is that each of the characters has a way of saying taru, which means barrel. It's a translation, that's the Japanese word for barrel. Every character has their own different way of saying taru, and it's kind of something that Atelier fans like me kind of look forward to seeing how it plays out in each game. And it's definitely a joke that the Gus team is well aware of, because every time I speak to them at TGS or whatever, I always ask them what the next Taru is going to be, and we have a good laugh about it. It's just a tradition within the series. It's been there since the very start, really, and it continues strong to this day. Because Atelier works a little bit like Final Fantasy in that there's not necessarily a link between a lot of the games. They tend to come in trilogies rather than, there's been dozens of Atelier games now. And while the trilogies are all kind of linked, the games outside of those trilogies aren't. So a bit like Final Fantasy, the developers need to find ways to link the series together so it's all identifiably Atelier. Taru, the barrel thing, is one of the ways that they do that. So I do have to check on my quest. What do I need to do next? So we're giving hints here about what we need to do. That just gives us little hints about how various people can help us find these recipes that we need to. So you would have seen that one say we should speak to this guy here. And he'll give us a hint, so let's have a chat to him. The end of the mine tunnel. Saw that there. So if we look at the map, the mine tunnel's all the way down there. That's where we need to go. Just collecting things along the way because they'll always be useful for alchemy down the track. And if we look at that again, let's break stones at the end of the mining area and acquire 2 cane stones. So we are heading down the mining area here. It's a bit of a hike, so... And you remember at the start of the stream we had 26 days left to do all of this. We've already down to 24. So time does tick by fairly fast in Atelier Firis. Different Atelier games have different approaches to time. Some games don't have a time limit at all. At other times, the time limits that you work to can actually be quite tight. Not that it's ever a particularly difficult series, but you can end up running out of time if you're not good with the time management. There we go. These are the rocks I need to break to get that material. There we go. And while I'm here, I might as well break some more, because I don't want to have to come back here. One more. There we go. That should be enough. So with that done, go back into the quest book, break a hard rock. Now we just need to synthesize a bomb, so we are now on top of things. Fast travel. So 3 fairy parasols we need to go and track down. That's the mushrooms that we've been wandering past a couple of times already. But for now, let's just jump in here and create that bomb that we need to. And because we fulfilled all the conditions that we needed to, we have now learnt the recipe for bomb, which is good. And now we actually have control over which ingredients we use because it's no longer a tutorial. So let's just grab cheap ones because we want to save the better quality materials as much as possible for our own needs. later down the track.
これでいいかな。触媒触媒。よし、始めよう。材料投入。これはここかな。
Actually, if we do this, and this, and this, and this, we'll complete that set.
いい感じ。こんな感じでどうだろう。
Takes 12 hours to synthesize the bomb, so time keeps ticking down on us, but we now have one of the quests just about finished.
よーし、できた。どうですか、先生。いい出来だよ。フィリスちゃん、どんどん上手になっていくね。ええ、あなたもうかうかしていられませんね。それはあるかも。あれ、誰だろう。すみません、お邪魔します。フィリスちゃんいます？
You may remember from the stream last, 2 weeks ago, that is her sister, Firis' sister.
あ、確かリアーネさん。リアーネ、なんか怒ってる。
ええ、とっても。母さんと顔を合わせにくいのはわかるし、うちに帰ってこないのは許しましょう。でも私にすら会いに来てくれないのはどうして？心配して夜も眠れなかったんだから。
ごめん、忘れてた。
忘れてた？ひどいわ。私はずっとフィリスちゃんのことを考えてたのに。
ずっと？ちょっと、先生とプラフタさんがいるから落ち着いて。
無理よ、落ち着いてなんかいられないわ。フィリスちゃんと会えないなんて人生の楽しみの9割を奪われたようなものだもの。
わかったから、これからはこまめに会いに行くようにするから。
本当に？
本当、約束するよ。
そうならいいわ。約束破ったらお姉ちゃん泣いちゃうからね。ソフィーさんとプラフタスさんでしたよね。フィリスちゃんのことよろしく頼みます。
So one of the things about Atelier is it is always full of those
リアーネさん、
those amusing, charming, funny little interactions.
違うような。
There's little cutscenes that really aim to build the character. They don't have too much to do with anything of the broader plot, but they really do aim to inject humour into the game and establish the characters better. Every Atelier game uses the same kind of rhythm with its narrative, which is good fun.
私のことになると時々ああなっちゃって。
In this case, overprotective big sister.
でも普段はすごいかっこいいんですよ。真面目でしっかりしてて。フィリスもリアーネのことが好きなのですね。もちろんリアネは自慢のお姉ちゃんですから。
And now we just need to deliver that bomb to finish this little side quest on that we've been given. So once we drop the bomb off, we'll be part of the way through what we need to do to become a qualified alchemist and get out of this town. We are making pretty good time too, must be said. We needed to talk to her to get to start the tanning fluid quest as well, which is, may as well do it while we're here. There we go. Now, where's the one that I need to drop? Is it him? With the bomb? I can't remember which of the guys around. Ah, this guy, I think it was. Needed the bomb. There we go. We deliver that. And we finished the first of our little quests.
爆弾どうしてそんな
前にツルハシじゃ壊せない岩があるって悩んでたじゃないですか。
ああそれでかでもこんなもの一体どこから
それ私が作ったんです。
作ったフィリスちゃんがか
That's not condescending at all.
ありがとな助かったよいやしかしフィリスちゃんがな
なんだか嬉しそうな子がいるわね。可愛すぎてこっちまで頬が緩んじゃいそう。
あ、リアネ、聞いて聞いて。私できたの。錬金術で困りごと解決できたんだよ。
すごいじゃない。おめでとうフィリスちゃん。
錬金術って本当に夢みたい。今まで私ができたのって鉱石拾いだけだったからリアネみたいに狩りとかできないし。でもこんな私でも困ってる人のこと助けてあげられたんだ。これもソフィー先生に錬金術を教わったおかげなの。
フィリスちゃんとっても楽しそう。錬金術のことがよっぽど気に入ったのね。
もちろんお外に出るのが私の一番の夢だけど最近ねすごい錬金術師にもなりたいって思うようになってきたんだ。
そう、それならもっともっと錬金術のお勉強をしないとね。
リアネも困ったことがあったら言ってね。私が錬金術で助けてあげるから。
ええ、その時はぜひお願いするわ。それじゃ頑張ってね。
じゃあね。
Alright. So once again, we are making the progress that we need to. The next goal was to synthesize together some dye. And we also need to find those mushrooms, you remember? Wherever those mushrooms were, we need to track some down. I actually don't remember where the mushrooms might be. So, I'm sure we'll come across some sooner or later. If not, we'll just have to go for a walk. Anyway, right now we're pretty much on top of time. We've still got 22 days to go, so I don't think there's any risk of us running out of time at this stage. Especially when we're about to make the tanning fluid.
新しいもの作ってみよう。さて、どれを作ろう。どれがいいかな。
These are mushrooms I'd already collected, so they don't count towards the other quests that I've got to do. But I can use them to make tanning fluid. Need to use quite a few of them. There we go, and water. So tanning fluid is mushrooms plus water. Some of these patterns you can actually get very clever with, which is cool. This system really does get quite good later down the track. You get all kinds of shapes and sizes to work with. Unfortunately, I won't be able to fill it out completely right now, but At least I got half of it done. There we go. Tanning fluid.
プラフター、ちょっと聞きたいことがあるんだけど。はい、何でしょうか。どうかした？お二人って仲がいいみたいですけど、どんなご関係なんですか？
That's an interesting question.
関係って言われると難しいな。家族で友達
No,
で
but not what you might have
師
thought.
匠かな。まあ
So, spoiler alert if you haven't played the original Atelier Sophie, and for whatever reason you're watching this, Plakta there is a book. She starts out life as a book that Sophie finds in the first game.
師匠？プラフタさんってソフィー先生の師匠だったんですか？うん、そうだよ。
Talking books are always a good thing.
プラフタさんの方が若く見えるからてっきり逆かと思ってました。プラフタの方が若く見える。あ、ソフィー先生が若く見えないとかそういう話じゃ。もう私の方が上に見えちゃうか。はい、こればかりは避けられないかと。あんまり触れちゃいけない話題だった。お話変えなきゃ。そういえばお二人の出会いってどんな感じだったのか。出会い？あ、きっかけは私がプラフタにレシピを書き込んだことだよね。
Hi Paddy, welcome to the stream. Thanks for jumping on. Good to hear from you and see you.
プラフタさんに書き込んだ？
See, that's why I mentioned that Plakta was a book. Makes a lot more sense if you actually knew that.
私は無造作に放置され、誇りをかぶっているだけでしたから。
You didn't get the notification that the stream was going on. That's interesting. I'm sorry that happened. Have you hit the little bell on the subscribe thing? I assume you have, but... Yeah, that's odd.
無造作に放置？どうしよう。なんかこれもあんまり突っ込んじゃいけない気がする。なるほど。とにかくお二人が本当に仲良しだってことはよーくわかりました。とりあえずこれ以上聞くのはやめておこう。なんか思いつきそう。
So after that little bit of foot in mouth, Firis is off to deliver that tanning fluid that she's created. And then we're down to one little quest and we will be finished as learning alchemists. We'll be ready to go out and do our thing. That's the person we need to drop the tanning fluid off to. They only needed one bottle, so we get to keep the rest. That's 2 down.
これなめし液じゃない。どこから持ってそれ私が錬金術で作ったんです。へえ、錬金術ってこんなものまで作れるの？
Oh, good. How did you find the rest of the game? I hope you enjoyed it. I thought it stayed strong all the way through, but yeah, tell me, how did you find Blue Reflection in the end?
私もやってみようかしら。ま、とにかくありがとね、フィルスちゃん。今度お茶でも一緒にしましょう。それじゃあね。よーし、この調子でいけば長老からの課題もきっと大丈夫なはず。あれ、長老とソフィー先生、何話してるんだろう。
ああ、フィリス、最近頑張っておるようじゃの。なかなか評判になっておるぞ。
本当ですか？嬉しいな。 それでなんですけど、お二人は何を？ああ、ね、この町に錬金術師の人がいないか聞いてたの。錬金術師ですか？どうしてそんなこと？前に話したよね。私が公認試験を受けに行こうとしてるってこと。
Oh, good. I'm really glad about that. And yeah, I agree. It definitely the game goes to some interesting places. The characterization throughout Blue Reflection is really strong. So, yeah, really glad that it resonated with you. The more people that play it, the better. If enough people play it and love it, we may just get a sequel. I'm hoping one day.
試験に合格している錬金術師のみ書くことが許されているものらしくての、それを3枚集めねば試験を受けることすらかなわんということらしいのじゃ。
試験って大変なんですね。うん、公認試験っていうくらいだからね。そう簡単には合格できないみたい。
まあとにかく我が町には錬金術師はおりませんな。は
い、わかりました。教えて。推薦状か。先生。
So that's just more conversations about the rules of alchemy and what they need to do to be able to become alchemists and master alchemists and whatever. So just more background to the world. Yeah, it's interesting. Some of the themes that Blue Reflection grapples with could have gone very wrong very quickly, but thankfully they did take the time to try to handle it as respectfully as possible. I don't think that game hits too many sour notes. I think mostly it gets everything right, so we should probably be relieved about that. That's right, we need to collect 3 more of the little mushrooms. That's the last thing we need to do right now. Let's go find some of these mushrooms. Fetch quest time. Let's see if we can find some mushrooms. There's one. Oh, we've got 2 actually. Excellent. We only need to find 1 more mushroom. Collect some resources while we're here. That should be it. Last mushroom. Easy as that. Excellent. Next job is to deliver those to the old lady. That's fine, we can do that. She hangs around here. There we go. Oh, I was able to just hand over these ones anyway. Oh well. There we go. Okay, so now Firis has been inspired with what she needs to make that last recipe. As you'll notice, actually those items are all pretty useful for actually questing once Firis gets out there. You'll need the bombs to help you defeat enemies and make progress through the world, and obviously the healing salves will help you to keep your characters alive. So you are learning on the job and getting some useful recipes in the process. So the interesting thing to make these a salve is you actually have to use Nodox, which you also have to alchemize. So that's part of the complexity of Atelier later down the track, is that you have to use synthesized items to make even more synthesized items, and there's a definite resource management process involved as well. So let's use this one. This one. This one. This one. And this one. Okay. There we go. I do like snacks. Cookies! Good snack.
ならよかったわ。いっぱい食べて錬金術の練習頑張ってね。あとこれも差し入れ。これはウサギのローストよ。フィリスちゃんの好きな。
Oh no. I can't eat rabbit. I have pet rabbits and I can never eat rabbit as a result. Poor bunny.
私もそう言ったんだけどね。なんでもないわ。それはご飯の時にでも食べてちょうだい。
Alright, so after that little cutscene, all we need to do now is deliver that healing salve and we will have done everything that we need to. And look at that, 20 days left to rocked it. There you go.
これは
痛み止めのお薬です。前に腰が痛いって言ってたから。
おお、わざわざ用意してくれたのか。そいつはすまないな。
It's a good question, especially Firis. She's absolutely adorable.
フィリスが作ったのか。頑張って作ってくれたならきっと腰の痛みも引くさ。本当にありがとな。
困りごともだいぶ解決できたかな。ちょっとずつだけど錬金術も上手くなってるし、このままいけば長老の課題も問題ない。でも満足しちゃダメだよね。いつお外に出てもいいようにもっと錬金術を練習しておかないと。
Yeah, and the funny thing is, or not really funny, but the great thing about Gust is they always find a ranger talent as well, because they use the one designer for each trilogy usually, and that means that they keep finding new designers. So not only are the characters adorable and the art is gorgeous, but it also has variety from one to the next, and it's good to see that there's that variety there. and lots of different artists get a chance to work with Gust. I imagine that it's quite the privilege for this kind of anime style artist. I'm sure they love the opportunity to work with Gust. So what was that last thing I need to do? Quest book. Oh, okay. So now I just need to create anything because Firis wanted to practice. So let's just create anything. Let's create a bomb. Because I'll need those later on. I'm going outside soon enough. There we go.
ごめんなさい。私がお掃除苦手なばっかりにいつもやってもらっちゃって。いえ、いいんです。それくらい。お掃除なんていつでもやりますから。本当にごめん。そしてありがとう。というわけだからリアね、お掃除はしてもらわなくて大丈夫。こんなものかしら。もう終わってる。さすがリアね、お仕事が早い。これは素晴らしい。あの短時間で一切の埃すらなくピカピカに。
お掃除は趣味なので。それでは失礼しますね。
あ、行っちゃった。本当にお掃除しに来ただけなんだ。お菓子といい、掃除といい、リアーネは本当にしっかり者ですね。そうなんです。おかげでよく甘えちゃうんですけど。いいんじゃない？私もよく幼馴染にお掃除してもらってたし。ソフィー、この際だから言っておきますが、あなたはいろいろとだらしがなさすぎます。脱いだら脱ぎっぱなし、読んだら読みっぱなし。それでは部屋は汚れる一方です。
Sophie got told.
そもそもあなたは始まっちゃった。ごめんねフィリスちゃん、これは長くなるよ。聞いているのですかソフィー。あなたももういい年なのですから。
Okay, so I need to synthesize 2 more things, and then I'm done with this. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut this stream a little bit short today. Unfortunately, something has come up. Real life has impacted on my ability to play games. I'm really sorry about that, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and watching. We'll continue this next week. I'm definitely going to show you what happens when Firis finally gets out of the town. But yeah, unfortunately, I have to skedaddle. Thanks as always for watching and tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be sure to play lots of good games, and we will see you next time.